W tym odcinku poznasz 50 praktycznych, codziennych zdań po angielsku, każde z tłumaczeniem, wymową i objaśnieniem kluczowych słów. Usłyszysz każde zdanie kilkakrotnie, w naturalnym tempie, co pomoże Ci lepiej zapamiętać konstrukcję i poprawić wymowę. To skuteczny sposób, by poszerzyć słownictwo, utrwalić poprawne zwroty i swobodniej mówić po angielsku w codziennych sytuacjach. Zacznij słuchać, powtarzaj na głos i zobacz, jak szybko zaczniesz rozumieć i używać nowych zwrotów.
She always locks the door when she leaves home.
Ona zawsze zamyka drzwi, kiedy wychodzi z domu.
Lock, to close with a key or device.
She always locks the door when she leaves home.
She always locks the door when she leaves home. They sometimes play cards together after dinner.
Oni czasami grają w karty razem po kolacji.
Cards, small pieces of paper for playing games.
They sometimes play cards together after dinner.
They sometimes play cards together after dinner. He usually goes jogging in the park before work.
On zazwyczaj biega w parku przed pracą.
Jogging, running slowly for exercise.
He usually goes jogging in the park before work.
He usually goes jogging in the park before work. I often write short messages to my friends online.
Często piszę krótkie wiadomości do znajomych w internecie.
Message, a written or spoken piece of information.
I often write short messages to my friends online.
I often write short messages to my friends online. We rarely eat out because we love cooking at home.
Rzadko jemy na mieście, bo lubimy gotować w domu.
Eat out, to have a meal in a restaurant.
We rarely eat out because we love cooking at home.
We rarely eat out because we love cooking at home. He often brings snacks when he visits his parents.
On często przynosi przekąski, kiedy odwiedza rodziców.
Snack, a small amount of food eaten between meals.
He often brings snacks when he visits his parents.
He often brings snacks when he visits his parents. They usually take a walk together after lunch.
Oni zazwyczaj idą na spacer razem po obiedzie.
Walk, a short journey on foot.
They usually take a walk together after lunch.
They usually take a walk together after lunch. I sometimes listen to podcasts while cooking dinner.
Czasami słucham podcastów, kiedy gotuję obiad.
Podcast, an audio program you can listen to online.
I sometimes listen to podcasts while cooking dinner.
I sometimes listen to podcasts while cooking dinner. She rarely drinks coffee after 7 in the evening.
Ona rzadko pije kawę po 7 wieczorem.
Evening, the part of the day between afternoon and night.
She rarely drinks coffee after 7 in the evening.
She rarely drinks coffee after 7 in the evening. We often watch movies together on rainy days.
Często oglądamy razem filmy w deszczowe dni.
Rainy, when there is a lot of rain.
We often watch movies together on rainy days.
We often watch movies together on rainy days. He usually reads the news online every morning.
On zazwyczaj czyta wiadomości w internecie każdego ranka.
News, information about recent events.
He usually reads the news online every morning.
He usually reads the news online every morning. She often wears a warm hat when it gets cold outside.
Ona często nosi ciepłą czapkę, kiedy na dworze robi się zimno.
Wear, to have clothes or accessories on your body.
She often wears a warm hat when it gets cold outside.
She often wears a warm hat when it gets cold outside. They sometimes order pizza when they feel too tired.
Oni czasami zamawiają pizzę, gdy czują się zbyt zmęczeni.
Order, to ask for food or goods to be delivered.
They sometimes order pizza when they feel too tired.
They sometimes order pizza when they feel too tired. I rarely check my phone during family dinners.
Rzadko sprawdzam telefon podczas rodzinnych obiadów.
Check, to look at something to find out information.
I rarely check my phone during family dinners.
I rarely check my phone during family dinners. We often take photos when we travel abroad together.
Często robimy zdjęcia, kiedy razem podróżujemy za granicę.
Abroad, in, or to another country.
We often take photos when we travel abroad together.
We often take photos when we travel abroad together. She usually drinks herbal tea before going to sleep.
Ona zazwyczaj pije herbatę ziołową przed snem.
Herbal, made from herbs, used for drinks or medicine.
She usually drinks herbal tea before going to sleep.
She usually drinks herbal tea before going to sleep. They sometimes visit museums when they travel abroad.
Oni czasami odwiedzają muzea, gdy podróżują za granicę.
Museum, a place where objects of art or history are shown.
They sometimes visit museums when they travel abroad.
They sometimes visit museums when they travel abroad. I rarely leave the house without my reusable bag.
Rzadko wychodzę z domu bez mojej torby wielokrotnego użytku.
Reusable, able to be used many times.
I rarely leave the house without my reusable bag.
I rarely leave the house without my reusable bag. We often listen to the radio while driving to work.
Często słuchamy radia podczas jazdy do pracy.
Radio, a device for listening to music or news.
We often listen to the radio while driving to work.
We often listen to the radio while driving to work. He usually takes the stairs instead of the elevator.
On zazwyczaj wchodzi po schodach, zamiast jechać windą.
Stairs, steps that go from one level to another.
He usually takes the stairs instead of the elevator.
He usually takes the stairs instead of the elevator. She often writes postcards when she's on holiday.
Ona często pisze pocztówki, kiedy jest na wakacjach.
Postcard, a card sent by mail without an envelope.
She often writes postcards when she's on holiday.
She often writes postcards when she's on holiday. They rarely eat dessert because they prefer fruit.
Oni rzadko jedzą deser, bo wolą owoce.
dessert, sweet food eaten at the end of a meal.
They rarely eat dessert because they prefer fruit.
They rarely eat dessert because they prefer fruit. I sometimes read the same book twice in one year.
Czasami czytam tę samą książkę 2 razy w roku.
Twice. 2 times.
I sometimes read the same book twice in one year.
I sometimes read the same book twice in one year. He usually buys fresh bread from the local bakery.
On zazwyczaj kupuje świeży chleb w lokalnej piekarni.
Bakery, a place where bread and cakes are made and sold.
He usually buys fresh bread from the local bakery.
He usually buys fresh bread from the local bakery. We often invite our neighbors over for dinner.
Często zapraszamy sąsiadów na kolację.
Neighbor, a person who lives near you.
We often invite our neighbors over for dinner.
We often invite our neighbors over for dinner. She sometimes forgets her umbrella when it rains.
Ona czasami zapomina parasola, gdy pada deszcz.
Umbrella. Something that protects you from rain.
She sometimes forgets her umbrella when it rains.
She sometimes forgets her umbrella when it rains. I rarely eat meat because I prefer vegetables.
Rzadko jem mięso, bo wolę warzywa.
Vegetable. A plant eaten as food.
I rarely eat meat because I prefer vegetables.
I rarely eat meat because I prefer vegetables. They usually celebrate birthdays with a big cake.
Oni zazwyczaj świętują urodziny z dużym tortem.
Celebrate. To do something special for an event.
They usually celebrate birthdays with a big cake.
They usually celebrate birthdays with a big cake. We often spend weekends hiking in the mountains.
Często spędzamy weekendy chodząc po górach.
Hiking. Walking long distances for pleasure.
We often spend weekends hiking in the mountains.
We often spend weekends hiking in the mountains. He sometimes calls his grandparents on Sundays.
On czasami dzwoni do dziadków w niedzielę.
Grandparent. The parent of your mother or father.
He sometimes calls his grandparents on Sundays.
He sometimes calls his grandparents on Sundays. She often goes swimming at the local pool.
Ona często chodzi pływać na lokalny basen.
Pool. A place filled with water for swimming.
She often goes swimming at the local pool.
She often goes swimming at the local pool. I rarely buy clothes without trying them on first.
Rzadko kupuje ubrania bez przymierzania ich najpierw.
Try on. To put clothes on to see if they fit.
I rarely buy clothes without trying them on first.
I rarely buy clothes without trying them on first. They usually spend holidays by the seaside together.
Oni zazwyczaj spędzają wakacje razem nad morzem.
Seaside. The area near the sea.
They usually spend holidays by the seaside together.
They usually spend holidays by the seaside together. We sometimes make pancakes for breakfast on Sundays.
Czasami robimy naleśniki na śniadanie w niedzielę.
Pancake. A flat cake made from batter and fried.
We sometimes make pancakes for breakfast on Sundays.
We sometimes make pancakes for breakfast on Sundays. He often drinks green tea instead of black coffee.
On często pije zieloną herbatę zamiast czarnej kawy.
Instead. In place of something else.
He often drinks green tea instead of black coffee.
He often drinks green tea instead of black coffee. I usually water my plants early in the morning.
Zazwyczaj podlewam moje rośliny wcześnie rano.
Plant. A living thing that grows in the ground.
I usually water my plants early in the morning.
I usually water my plants early in the morning. She sometimes bakes cookies for her classmates.
Ona czasami piecze ciastka dla swoich kolegów z klasy.
Bake. To cook food in an oven.
She sometimes bakes cookies for her classmates.
She sometimes bakes cookies for her classmates. They often have breakfast together on the balcony.
Oni często jedzą razem śniadanie na balkonie.
Balkony, a platform outside a building above the ground.
They often have breakfast together on the balcony.
They often have breakfast together on the balcony. We rarely stay up late watching movies at night.
Rzadko siedzimy do późna, oglądając filmy w nocy.
Stay up. To not go to bed when you usually do.
We rarely stay up late watching movies at night.
We rarely stay up late watching movies at night. He usually checks his emails before leaving work.
On zazwyczaj sprawdza swoje maile przed wyjściem z pracy.
Email. A message sent electronically.
He usually checks his emails before leaving work.
He usually checks his emails before leaving work. She often goes jogging with her dog in the park.
Ona często biega z psem w parku.
Dog. An animal kept as a pet or for work.
She often goes jogging with her dog in the park.
She often goes jogging with her dog in the park. I sometimes eat breakfast on the bus to work.
Czasami jem śniadanie w autobusie do pracy.
Bus. A large vehicle that carries passengers.
I sometimes eat breakfast on the bus to work.
I sometimes eat breakfast on the bus to work. They usually take photos when they visit new places.
Oni zazwyczaj robią zdjęcia, kiedy odwiedzają nowe miejsca.
Photo. A picture taken with a camera.
They usually take photos when they visit new places.
They usually take photos when they visit new places. We rarely eat fast food because we like cooking.
Rzadko jemy fast food, bo lubimy gotować.
Fast food. Food prepared and served quickly.
We rarely eat fast food because we like cooking.
We rarely eat fast food because we like cooking. He sometimes buys flowers for his mother on Fridays.
On czasami kupuje kwiaty dla swojej mamy w piątki.
Flower, the colorful part of a plant.
He sometimes buys flowers for his mother on Fridays.
He sometimes buys flowers for his mother on Fridays. She often brings her lunch from home to save money.
Ona często przynosi lunch z domu, żeby zaoszczędzić pieniądze.
Save, to keep money and not spend it.
She often brings her lunch from home to save money.
She often brings her lunch from home to save money. I usually listen to music while cleaning my room.
Zazwyczaj słucham muzyki, kiedy sprzątam mój pokój.
Clean, to make something free from dirt.
I usually listen to music while cleaning my room.
I usually listen to music while cleaning my room. They rarely watch TV shows late at night together.
Oni rzadko oglądają seriale późno w nocy razem.
Show, a program on TV or radio.
They rarely watch TV shows late at night together.
They rarely watch TV shows late at night together. He sometimes stays home when the weather is bad.
On czasami zostaje w domu, gdy jest zła pogoda.
Weather, the condition of the air outside.
He sometimes stays home when the weather is bad.
He sometimes stays home when the weather is bad. We often bake bread together on Sunday mornings.
Często pieczemy razem chleb w niedzielne poranki.
Bread, a common food made from flour and water.
We often bake bread together on Sunday mornings.
We often bake bread together on Sunday mornings.